good afternoon, everyone, or morning or evening, whenever you see this. So all along, we have been using t-edits, and we said that to change the t-edits properties, we have properties here, and if we wanted to change the name component, by the way, we'll say edt name, and if we wanted to change the surname, we'll say edt surname. We have this prefix called this prefix edt, and if we wanted to have a default text, we will then say sequable, and if we wanted to have default text for testing purposes, only for testing purposes, and we will say alu. Let's put alu there. All right, then we had gender and age. So we have age here, and we also had genders. So we have been using text boxes to collect data, but in programming, you try as much as possible not to allow your users to type down things because mistakes happens and there's conventions that have to be followed. Let's say, for instance, your user, instead of typing male, they type M, and your other users, instead of typing female, they type FEM. So you want your data to be uniform. So you try as best as you can that those things that certain things must be able people must be able to choose instead of typing them in to keep things uniform. So we're going to remove this, and we're going to add another component called a combo box. So we are going to look for the combo box in our tool palette right at the top bottom right, and we'll add our combo box over there. All right, then from then on we are going to change some of the properties, and the property that we want to change first is the name property. Okay, it's combo box 1. Its prefix will be CMB for combo, and it will be gender to identify the thing that it's meant to identify. So it's a combo box it's a combo gender. All right, then we will change the text that is going to show. We just want it to be called gender. Okay, we'll call it gender, or we may even not want it to be called anything. It doesn't matter. Then we'll see also here we'll have an items property and an items index property. Now the items index property, if you look at our combo box, if you look at the items, you will see that there's 0 lines. Now if I say male, female, there are 2 lines. Now when we say item index is at -1, it means that when the code starts running, it is not going to be selecting any of these 2 items. It's going to be showing the name of the combo box. So it's a -1 item index, -1, and this one is index. Okay, so let me explain it properly actually. So now item index is the position number of the selected item in the combo box list, right? So let me just do this, and so that I can explain it better. Now item index is the position number. You can see it just shows gender here. The gender is what the property text was. So item index is the position number of the selected item. So this one has an item index. This one also has an item index. All right. Now the first item of a combo box, the first item of a combo box is at item index 0. All right. The second item is at item index 1. All right. So this is going to be 0. This is going to be 1. Now, when we say that item index number 1, -1, it means that there is no item that is currently selected. Okay. Just means, listen, when you open the form, don't select anything. Now, if we open the form and it's at item index 0, automatically the item that's going to be selected is male, and if it's at item index 1, automatically the item that's going to be selected is going to be female. So -1 means no item is selected. At 0, it means the first item is selected. At 1, it means the second item is selected. Okay, so we leave it at item index number 1. All right, so now we want to come now and deal with our code so that, well, you can also actually play with other properties here. I'm not going to do that for this session. I want to keep this video less than 8 minutes. So now when we click on the button, you will see that for the name, we've got a name. It comes from EDT text, surname, EDT surname, and then gender. We don't have a gender yet. Now, if you wanted to add another item from code, what you will then do, you will then do a form create, all right, and inside that form create you will call the combo box, combo gender dot, and then you call the items property. Okay, the items property here, I think it's not selecting the combo box. You are going to then call the items property. You see, remember the items property is the one that allows us to add things inside our combo box. So I'm going to be fast because you can pause the video. So we call the items property and we call the add method. Okay, so we call the add method and we'll just be generous and say other. Okay, now if I run it, and I now press, it's male, female, and then the other that I added in code. Okay, so we just do a form create. So you can add items in the properties and you can add items in code. All right, now we want to display the selected gender. We want to display that selected gender in the rich edit. So first of all, we need to get the selected gender. So we'll say sGender dot, I'm lying, sGender equals, now combo box, let's go back to the combo box, there it is, all right, combo box, then we want the items inside the combo box, so we'll see dot items there, all right, there they are inside, all right, so we get the combo box, we call it CMB gender, we said we want the items, right, so items, there it is, items, all right, then we say, oh, okay, is there any other option? Well, there's no option like in the margins, that there's no option like here in the margins, but there is another option because we have this thing here, but we don't want to, the ellipsis, we don't want to add a combo box, an item into the combo box. We want it to bring that item for us, the items that are inside. So in Delphi, to show us how to get an index, we want the index. Now we want the index of male or female or whatever it is that has been selected. So we are going to put a square bracket, all right? Now square bracket allows us to go inside these items. Just hold. All right, sorry about that. The bell had to ring. All right, so we want to get the gender. Okay, so we want to get the gender from, this is the variable for the gender. We want to now load that variable. We want to load the variable with whatever item has been selected. So we are going to call the combo box. We are going to call the items property, all right? And then inside the items property, we are going to load combo gender again. So we say, go inside the combo gender, and bring the item index this time. So it goes into the items, right? Goes into the items, okay? Items are now open, okay? Items are now open. We have male and female. Then we say, listen, load the item index that has been selected. So when the user, if I can do this, it's 9 minutes now. So when the user selects it goes into the item. There's a combo box dot items. It goes in. Then when the user selects from the combo box, whatever the user has selected, it's then going to bring the item index, which in this case is equal to 1. Then it's going to show it there in our rich edit. But we haven't written the code to show in the rich edit. And then finally, we'll just say rich edit 1 dot lines dot add. Okay, then we will return as gender. Now we can show that. All right, so we now have male, female. If I'm male, then it shows male. If I'm female, it shows female. And if I'm other, it shows other. Okay, so that is how we use a combo box to display. Okay, thank you very much. 11 minutes.